India is going to be the next big hub of beauty for the world.
So can you tell me that day one?
8 p.m. sharp, we were going to launch. At 8:02, we had like 150 checkouts.
And how much was that the first round?
Yeah, 3 million.
3 million after 3 months of launch.
We were the hot shit, man. And that fizzled quickly. Then the real stuff happened.
You like Reddit? The question is, what are your thoughts on Diipa Büller-Khosla? She's like, notice how she plays the interracial couple marriage card frequently. She comes across as a self-obsessed person. What do you think of this?
Reddit. We're currently doing a clinical trial, wait for this, next to minoxidil on it. And we are so confident that we're going to be better at...
We're going to do something known as green flag, red flag. Joining bank accounts as partners. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the 1% Club Show. In this episode, we are going to learn everything about what it takes to build a brand which does hundreds of crores of revenue in India. I have here with me today Diipa Büller-Khosla and Oleg Khosla. Okay.
We did take
like
each other's surnames. Yeah.
I love that. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So my first question to you, Diipa.
Yes.
It's, why did you go on Nikhil Kaman's podcast first? I called you before. I have the messages, dates, everything. We've been talking for almost 1 year now.
Oh,
What's with this billionaireism?
No, not at all. Not at all that. I think we just managed to get a shoot date earlier, I guess.
All right. So maybe, Diipa, we've all seen your journey, right? And it's so incredible to see that you've built a brand which is doing some serious business, right? A lot of people think that influencers can't build a very big brand. But here you are today, and last year you guys have made 100 crores. But I would love to know this journey, right? You know, from being just an influencer to building a global brand which did 100 crores last year. How did it exactly begin? You know, what was your why? Because I'm sure you were making good money as an influencer, but to go through this entire journey, what is the why?
It's a very good question. I think, you know, for me, when we started this journey as an influencer, I think I was a law student, which then became an influencer. But I always knew deep down, and perhaps it was my upbringing. Like I grew up in a Punjabi household where business karna, I was really like in it. Like my dad always spoke about it. My mom always did. So I think even though as an influencer, I did consider it as a business, because as you know, it can be. So I think I was one of the early ones who already viewed being an influencer like a business. But at one point, I think after doing it for 7-8 years, I really needed something new. As you can imagine, you can get a bit of fatigued of how many photos are you going to take and how many fashion weeks are you going to go to. After a while, you're like, okay, what's the next chapter? But being a typical idea machine, I had many ideas. And that's a good segue to Oleg, I guess, where he finally gave me a deadline. He was like, babe, you got to pick one. We got to make this. I just pick one for yourself.
What were the options?
I mean, I think because I was a fashion influencer, fashion was on the table for a while. Beauty, but in different facets of it. It could have been hair, could have been skin, even though we're doing both now. Makeup was an option. And finally, it became skincare that we started with. Yeah.
I completely resonate with that, you know, and it's very difficult to stay relevant for 7 years. You know, that's what you mentioned. 7 years, you were tired of being a content creator.
Yeah.
Most people fizzle out in a couple of years.
Right.
So you stuck to it for 7 years and then are like, I've promoted everything. Now it's time to start my own thing.
Yeah.
So Oleg, I have a very important question to ask you. You know, how come you ended up marrying an Indian woman? You wouldn't find anybody back home?
I mean,
Why did you marry a Dutch woman?
I mean, look at her. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, she walked me through the college campus.
Yeah.
And I was welcoming new students. And this was in a week that I had to welcome, because I was running the introduction week, and I had to welcome about 700 to 800 students. Out of those 700...
What does welcome mean? What way?
He was a student body president.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was running together with a team. We were running the introduction week for all the new students. And like I said, like 700 to 800 new students arrived. I had to welcome them, show them where they had to go. Some of them became friends afterwards, but I do not recall the first moment I met them and shook their hand like, hey, my name is Oleg, who are you? With her, I remember every detail. I remember what she was wearing. I remember what she was saying. I remember how she reacted because she was being a bit of a be. Like I was being really friendly. Like, well, where you from? India. I was so nice. And she was just sitting there going like, yeah. She was just not reacting much.
Like hard to get, you know.
I thought she was doing that.
I was intimidated.
And later on, I learned that that's what she does when she feels uncomfortable. And I get it now.
From my perspective, I had just taken a flight from my boarding school in Uti, like really protected, world,
Right.
into the Netherlands. And then all of a sudden, my parents dropped me in the main hall and they're like, good luck with your university life. See you in 3 years. And I was like, oh, damn. And the very first person I see after like this crazy flight, no makeup, I'm in this hoodie in this new university, is this guy. He's like walking up to him. I'm like, shit, who is this James Dean lookalike? Like, oh my God, like what are these? La, 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 la. So in my head, I was like, I need to go, get out of here, wear normal clothes, like, So
You were also impressed when you saw him.
definitely.
She was not showing that at all.
I was
At all.
That's a trick, ladies. Do not show men
They never
you're
show.
interested.
They never show.
No, not at all. It seemed like she found me annoying, is what I felt. I was trying to be nice. Well, you're from India, so nice. Oh, how long was the flight? La, la. She was just not answering and just kind of ignoring me. And
And then,
later on, I learned what it meant.
and then you kept on pursuing, and then it happened.
I had to pursue for a while. Yeah, there were, I think, 5 dates, first dates that she canceled on me. And then on the 5th, I got
Oh, so just like this podcast then. You canceled 3-4 times.
Come on.
So it's a pattern.
Maybe she doesn't.
Next.
True, guys, that's not true. I never cancel.
But how do you actually start a business? Like you said, you had a lot of ideas. You're an idea machine. And then finally you decided on, okay, let me get into skincare. But then what's next? Because it's such a crowded market. There are so many players out there, so many people launching products.
Yeah,
So how
that
did
was
you decide?
never difficult for me, actually. That part was the easy part because I had the amazing community, right? So having built that amazing community,
You mean your social media followers?
correct, yeah, social media following. Because having had that, there was this two-way conversation. We did 60 focus groups, we spoke to them about everything.
What does that mean, focus groups?
Focus groups is where, again, it was a pandemic time. So what we did is we had Zoom calls with, say, 30, 40 people from India, 30, 40 people, like the main markets we were going to launch in US, UK, India. So we spoke to them, like sometimes for 2.5 hours, I would just sit there.
Like on a
and
Zoom call?
On a Zoom call. And I'm like, what is your skincare routine? How much do you spend on it? How much do you yearly spend on it? What is lacking? What are you missing? Like everything. And like, even if you look today on our Instagram, it says founded by Diipa Khosla, but co-founded by you. And we genuinely mean that because we made this business with their insights. And I think because of that, that first step, that first phase for us was easier. Like they were basically charting their own path for us. They're like, I don't have a vitamin C serum that actually helps me take care of my pigmentation. Okay, perfect. I don't have a evening serum. Oh, the main one was, I'm a very busy mom. I'm a very busy woman. I'm so confused with this 13-step skincare routine. Can you make things easy for me? Boom. We made a serum with 11 ingredients in one. We made a scalp serum with 12 ingredients in one, where usually you would buy 12 minimalist bottles or 12 plum or whatever. Now Indē Wild can give it to you in one. And so the same kind of thing that's happening in the supplement world, right? Where you're like, I don't want to take 14 different vitamin C, omega-3, give it to me in one.
Yeah.
AG1 was born, right? And so the similar thing our customers were telling us, we need that in skincare. And so
I had a similar problem where I was like, moisturizer and sunscreen.
right.
I don't have time to put both.
Both.
Is there a way to combine both and just put one thing on my face?
Exactly.
And then I discovered a Korean brand, and now I'm using that, and that has made my life easier. So
We need to send you our sunscreen.
yeah, is it good?
Game, babe, can you speak to it?
But it goes in general. There's not a promo here, but like Indē Wild only works with the best of the best of the best ingredients.
Okay.
And I think that's often a mistake people make in skincare. They think that they're all the same. Like the one vitamin C serum is the same as the other vitamin C serum. It's not the case. Like you have a lot of vitamin C serums out there that claim vitamin C serum on the outside. But if you look on the back, it's 0.5% vitamin C. And then if you even go one layer deeper, there's 6-7 different derivatives of vitamin C.
Just for the audience, can you tell why is it important to have vitamin C on your face?
I think to answer your question, like why to use vitamin C, is that what people often get is the little scars or acne scarring or sunspots, little dark spots.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a slightly more pigmented skin, it will take longer for it to go away. Like the same way if Diipa has a scar, after 4 or 5 weeks, I can still see it.
Right.
Whereas in my skin, you don't see it as long. It just, how do you say that? Like heals faster. So that darkness, that vitamin C is the solution.
Gold
for
standard.
But where did the initial money come from to actually do all of these things? Because it sounds like it's expensive to formulate all of these things.
The real first money was our life savings.
Yeah? Put your own money into the business.
So the whole year's influencer work plus his savings was what we put in the first time.
Really, a whole year's of influencers work and your savings as well, fully.
Yeah.
So that was the seed round.
I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You didn't borrow any money from friends?
Not
family.
for that first initial.
No, not for all the way in the beginning.
No.
Yeah.
So you put that in, and then how long did it take for you to actually launch your product? Because this is a very regulated industry. You need to get some certification.
And in pandemic, so everything took way longer. I think it was a year or 10 months or so.
Yeah, I think a little bit more than a year. And that was also because of Diipa. Huh? And again, that's where you see how we work together, because she did, I think, 40 iterations of the formula. She kept on tweaking it just a little bit to make it even better. And at some point I had to be, we need to launch now. You need to stop doing this because we're going to run out of money.
I was like, but it can be even better. He's like...
And she still does this till this day. I wish the MPD team was here. They would be here because we have a product in the market. It is fantastic. People are loving it. And then she will come in and be like, I found one ingredient that is 0.5% better. And we are like, no, we're not doing this.
I think
money now.
I think honestly where it comes from is I have seen so many products in the market. I'll be damned if I put more shit in the market. Like I want something that's out there that's pushing the envelope further, like why would you put out another thing that everybody else is doing? Like unless you can add to the beauty industry, don't launch it.
Yeah, so one of the problems that I've observed in this industry, see, I'm a guy, right? I already don't know anything about this industry. So all my knowledge is going to come from Google, when I'm Googling stuff. But then this one time, once ChatGPT came out, when everybody was trusting everything it's saying, ChatGPT already knew everything about me. So I said, can you recommend some good, that problem I had, moisturizer plus sunscreen, one solution. Can you come up with something?
Right.
And it took some time, and it told me that after extensive research, looking at all the reviews, all the blogs, blah, 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 these are the products. So I went ahead and I bought it on Nykaa. Then I had the opportunity to meet one of the senior person in Nykaa, and I told her I bought this product. She was like, this is shit. Why do you buy this? I'm like, I did this research on ChatGPT and this is what came out.
I really want to know which product it is.
She's like, I can't name it.
Okay.
But she's like, that's all engineered, All of these guys are engineering ChatGPT in such a way that their products comes out.
Right.
But these products are really bad. It's not good for you. So it's so much of misinformation out there. Even the reputed publications and blogs are paid to promote various products, and there are thousands of different options. For someone like me, I don't know what to do. If it's not the internet, then who do I trust? Right? So that's why, people like you, when you come out, there are already millions of people following you. I think that was your leverage.
Yeah, but I think they'll buy once, right?
Yeah.
If they come back, it works.
So can you tell me that day one? So it took you 8-9 months to launch.
Right.
Day one, you probably opened a Shopify landing page.
Yeah.
You connected your PayPal, Razorpay, whatever it is.
Right.
And then you go publish and you put out a story, you put out a reel.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've launched this. Tell me that day. What happened?
That was a crazy day.
Yeah,
I remember it so clearly. So all this work, everything led to this moment, and I was very nervous, and so I was like ready in the laptop and everything. Oleg went for a shower. That's how we deal with stress, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like extra. And then it was 8 p.m. sharp. We were going to launch. And I remember posting it on my stories, did a countdown, everything, And then it was time to click live, like go.
Yeah.
And then at 8:02 or something like that, like 8:02 or 8:03 or something, we had like 150 checkouts. And I'm like,
wow.
What? Like, how do people put their credit card details so quickly? Like, what? And I'm screaming to him in the bathroom, like, babe. And then I think after that, it was just like, we kept looking at the Shopify, go ding, ting, ting, ting. It was insane. And I think
And the product
even
was priced at what at that point of time?
same what it is now, 1,900.
We only had the AM and PM serum at that point.
1,900 rupees.
1,900 rupees for each.
And
Yeah.
you sold 150 of them in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But even I think there was a pre-text even because we tested the website like hour, 2 hours before or something just to test if it works. We went live, and just in the time that we went live, a bunch of people bought the product already, which is really weird because we hadn't announced yet that the product was there. Like we announced that we were going to launch,
Yeah.
but like, why are these people trying to get on a website that doesn't exist, let alone buy the product?
I think they were there on her profile and press link in bio.
I guess.
But we never, I don't understand. It was not tens of, like it was, let's say 8, 9 people who bought a product in the hour that we were live to test it a little bit. But it was a miracle, like still a mystery till this day. Why were these people trying to go to a URL that didn't exist?
And it was wild because then in our first 3 months, we did $500,000 and we're like, okay, we're on to something. Like,
Wait. First 3 months, you guys made $1 million of revenue. $500,000 in 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
Was that what you guys predicted, or
No.
what were you guys
We thought we were
expecting?
going to do that in a year.
No, that was above what we expected.
Way above.
Way above what you expected. $500,000 in 3 months.
Yeah.
So almost 4 crores.
Yeah.
But at that point of time, you must be thinking that I'm able to do this by myself and I am profitable. So what gave you the reason to raise money at that point of time?
It's a good question. I think the answer to that is that if you see that there's a huge opportunity and you could move faster with more capital, then there's a good enough rationale to raise money, even if you're making money.
And I do think the fact that we were in 4 countries, which is very unusual for a small brand, but we launched in US, UK, Canada, and India. So raising capital became also to help with the 4 markets, So I think that was also the reason probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much was that the first round?
Yeah, 3 million.
3 million.
3 million
Yeah.
after 3 months of launch.
Yeah.
We
What are
were
you
the
saying?
hot shit, man. It was true though. Like everybody wanted a piece of us at that point because they were like
So it's 2021, 2022?
2021.
Yeah, so this is December. It happened. We were in Bombay, actually.
December
We were in Soho House Christmas Eve
Yeah.
when we signed the term sheet.
Yeah.
Negotiating till late at night, Christmas Eve. And then term sheet was signed here in Mumbai.
You guys got a lot of money.
Yeah, we did.
So you guys raised $3 million. Now tell me, fast forward to today. What is it looking like? I know you guys made 100 crores this year, but from
Not yet.
We're gonna.
We're not
you're
yet.
gonna, so the ARR.
Yes. Yeah, the AR, sure. Yeah, we're above that in AR.
ARR is about 100 crores. So for people, what it means is that last month they made more than 8 crores of sales, right?
Correct.
Right.
Give or take.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is what you guys are right now. But from that journey from raising $3 million to today, was it a joyride to reach here, or was there a lot of ups and downs?
God, no.
I think you know the answer.
Like I said earlier, we were hot shit and that fizzled quickly. Then the real stuff happened. It was like, okay, you have 4 countries. Like your business has just started 3-4 months in. What are you going to do? And hires that didn't turn out right. Like so much shit.
Product
hit the fan.
issues.
Product issues.
Delivery issues.
Yeah.
I once saw that graph. You might have seen it. It's that graph, like what people think success looks like. You have an idea, you get into action, and it goes something like this. And then what success actually looks like, and that it's basically a wiggly thing that in the end there's an upward move, but there's about 100 curves in there that will make you feel like it's going in the opposite
So
direction.
tell me one such instance where you're like, man, I really want to stop doing this. This is too hard. I think I didn't know what I was signing up for. I don't want to do this anymore. Was there a day like that, and what happened?
No, I don't think we ever thought we wanted to
It was
stop.
just tiring. It was just sometimes that
very hard.
I remember moments that I woke up and I couldn't barely move, and I walked through the bathroom, I stare in the mirror, and I'm like, I can't do this. And then still having to pick yourself up and go and move, and just knowing that the business depends on your actions today. And if you're able to make that a motivation to make you move forward, you'll come out a lot stronger. But I would lie if I tell you that the process itself is always pleasurable.
And I also think what happens is stress is a big part, right, of a founder's life. Because I think dealing with stress, because the amount of obstacles, problems, difficulties that hit you on a daily basis is so much. One of the key lessons is, and everybody does it in their own way. Like for me, it was with meditation. For other people, it could be with sports. Like for Oleg, it's really sports. Learn to deal with your stress. Like figure out a way that works for you, because that is the main thing I think as a founder you're going to have to deal with. So,
and I think one real realization, and you might recognize that yourself as well, is the fact that problem solving is the job. So things coming to you, like exactly what Diipa said in the beginning, there would be issues that would truly stress me out. Like they would go into the inner core of the body, like, how are we going to solve that? Like that's such a big issue.
Yeah.
And
can you give an example of that? Like some problems which are so big that you had no idea how to solve it for weeks.
I remember once one that came to mind right away, older in the beginning, was that we had a law firm that helped us with the fundraise. And I thought we had a very clear deal on what the total amount would be for them advising us. And
lawyers there, they can really screw you up.
Yeah, and they had a different idea. So at the end, they present me with a bill that is,
I know.
I thought we had a cap on it. Like I can ask you questions and the max I'm going to pay is this. And in the end, the amount that came was an amount that was significant for where we were at as a business.
Right.
I remember that one, like just the moment I got it, it just hit me physically, and like, how the hell are we going to solve this? And that's a type of problem that today would not phase me. And I think because you've gone through so many of them, there's not, like, knock on wood or anywhere, but that a problem, almost no problem can come to me anymore where I'm not like, okay, that's a problem. We need to deal with that.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times I'll find that if you present a problem to me on Monday, by Thursday or Friday, I feel good about the problem. We have a solution in the works. It's moving, or we already solved it, possibly. But so don't have that overreaction to the problems, because that is the job in itself. Being presented with problems, finding solutions, and moving on, and separating that from the emotional, internal feeling it, kind of the stress way. Right. I think that's the biggest switch that you can make as an entrepreneur.
Got it. No, I recall. I've been doing this for 4 years now. In the first 1 or 2 years, every month my chartered accountant sends me the list of expenses which we have to release from the bank, and it comes on WhatsApp. And I'm so scared to open that document. And every time I open the document, the first thing I do, I scroll to the bottom and see the total.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's always in crores. And I'm like, I don't want to look at the number. It's like, shit, how did it increase so much? And then I have to like sit on it the entire night and understand every expense, call up every department head and like, why this happened, why that happened. And now it doesn't bother me that much because I've built those controls in place to sort of control these expenses. But back in the day, it used to really stress me out. Those were the days I'm like, I was happy as an influencer. Why did I do this?
Why did I do this to myself? Yeah.
Why did I do this? I could have just saved all the money. But now I want to go into a little bit of Reddit. You like Reddit?
We all love Reddit.
Yeah, we love Reddit. Even I love it a lot. So I thought I'll read a few posts, only a couple of them, to sort of understand how do you deal with this sort of thing, right? Because as powerful as your personal brand is in helping you skyrocket your business very quickly, it can also affect your business when things are not right.
Right.
So this is a Reddit post. It says, the question is, what are your thoughts on Diipa Büller-Khosla? She's like, she was all right when I first got to know her. Didn't know of her before her wedding though. I think the wedding made her visible because it was a grand affair. No hate for that. Their money, their life. Shortly after, her Instagram post started to irk me. Notice how she plays the interracial couple marriage card frequently, as if she is the first Indian to marry a Caucasian. I am married to one myself and I have never seen it as an achievement. She, however, portrays as it is such, which annoys me. She comes across as a self-obsessed person. Being proud of her achievements is acceptable. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. How do you deal with this sort of? What do you think of this?
Reddit. Yeah, that's a topic. I think every creator, every influencer, every celebrity, anybody who's in the public face is going to have to deal with hate in some form, right? Yeah. And I think because people are going to talk, like that's it. Like whether it's your friends gossip about you in high school or whether now this is gossip in a bigger, more public way, it's just going to happen. I can speak about it like this now, but the Diipa of when I first started, of course, was very affected. And I think you really need to build a thick skin, right? And I know everybody says that, but I think that's just the only way.
Like, which would you think is more harder? The hate that you receive on social media or the hate that you receive for maybe a negative customer review about your product? Which is harder?
I think negative customer review is harder for me because we put so much love in the product. And of course, not every product is going to suit 100% of the people. Like it is skincare, it is hair care. There will be people it doesn't suit. But I think because we're such a brand that, you know, is so like we celebrate radical transparency. We celebrate top ingredients. We celebrate putting out like the truth out there, that then when people hate for the sake of hating, it's a bit like, dude, I mean, it's okay if it doesn't suit you, but you don't have to hate for the sake of hating it, you know? And especially I think in India, I get a lot of hate on pricing. That's a big one. They're like, oh, we can just buy 200 lip balm. What the hell does her lip balm have? Or what does her scalp serum have? And I'm like, please do your research. Like the amount of active ingredients in that and the price for that is actually, you're saving so much money because I've put 14 serums in one. So it's not like, you know, just looking at it on price and hating it is also something.
But even then on price, often, like if you would take, I can't mention a brand, but if you take one ingredient from that brand and all these ingredients together, in most cases, you're going to see it's going to cost you 5,000 rupees.
And so you're paying for a much superior raw material. So it starts with just the raw material of castor oil versus castor oil. So then comes, we have 16 active ingredients in the Champi hair oil versus 1 in the coconut oil, right? So I think 16 then adds to that on top of it. So if you're using 16 high quality raw materials inside it, all at an optimal percentage, that's the third step. So you can use a coconut oil at 1% or you can use a coconut oil at 10%. And the 10% will add increased hydration, increased benefits, increased shine. So it's every step of the way.
No, I think the best indicator of a product's quality is
people come back.
Is the repeat purchase rate. So what is your repeat purchase rate?
For the Champi hair oil specifically, 60%.
Wow.
60. And that's why it's the number one selling on Nykaa and Tira. Like again,
it's the number one selling oil on Nykaa.
Nykaa and Tira,
And Tira.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think, again, like we can scream about price and this and that, but ultimately if people see the benefit in their hair, they will come back. Like,
what do you have for men like me? Like, what's the best selling?
Moonlight scalp serum.
And Champi, I use Champi twice a week.
Both.
For your hair? Champi hair oil.
Yeah.
Actually, I was literally like, I was hitting an age, I don't want to disclose the real age, but where it was getting thinner here. I noticed that over time. And then with Champi, doing it twice a week, there's no, I literally, what I have is when you put wax in your hair and you go through it, that there's always, you might recognize, you have all these hairs stuck to your hand. Since I've been using Champi, like it used to be maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 hairs to pluck off my hand. Nowadays it's 0 to 1.
But it's also so funny. Yesterday I was at this Beauty and You Awards, which is this Estee Lauder and Nykaa kind of beauty award where they incubate the next generation of beauty brands. So I was a judge there and there was a panel discussion happening on the stage where executives of Estee Lauder and Nykaa were talking about India is going to be the next big hub of beauty for the world. And then they were talking about what are the rituals that India is going to take to the world. And literally every single one of them unanimously was like the Champi. And then the host looked at me being like, Diipa, you must be so happy because you are literally the ambassador for taking Champi to the US, to the UK, because pre-oiling your hair before shampoo was never a thing in the West. Never, ever. And now if you go on TikTok, there's literally a whole hair oiling talk, which is for hair oiling, where everyone in the US and UK is oiling, like doing a Champi before their shampoo and conditioner. Like that is wild. And Indē Wild is literally the brand making that wave happen from India to the world. West. And I find that absolutely insane. And scalp care is the next big thing in hair. And we have this product called the Moonlight Scalp Serum, which if I may say so myself, I'm a bit biased, of course, but has the best ingredients in the market. Like the peptides we use in there.
Moonlight
Scalp serum. That's a water-based serum, so that you can use every evening. Like,
You don't have to wash it out.
You don't have to wash it out. So it just sits in your hair like scalp food. And it gives you baby hairs. Like after my daughter was born, I literally had no hair on both sides. And this gives you baby hair sprouting out because the peptides we use in it are literally making the hair follicles grow faster and making your hair shedding slower. And we're currently doing a clinical trial, wait for this, next to minoxidil on it. And we are so confident that we're going to be better at certain pathways.
That's a big market.
I know. So
I use that.
When that comes out, I'm going to gift it to you immediately. I'm going to gift it to you already.
You're coming up with a minoxidil replacement?
No, the current Moonlight Scalp Serum already is that.
Okay.
But we're testing it clinically now. So we can scream about it. When the clinical tests come out saying next to minoxidil, this Moonlight Scalp Serum is as good without the side effects.
Wow.
It's a game changer.
And those all natural ingredients.
And natural, yeah. Yeah.
But did you put hair oil when we were growing up as a kid?
No, absolutely. And it's not a
Mom
thing.
didn't give you oil massage?
No, never. I missed the Champi. Like, the
My
beautiful
mom
thing
gave
is,
it to
No
me.
malish.
her mom gave it to me. No, I know the stories very well by now from, I mean, I think every Indian I know has their own story of the Champi and being forced on Sunday or Saturday by their grandmother or mother to sit and take the oil.
Watching TV. Yeah, of course. Watching TV and
So
the massage. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems to be a national trauma. It's like most people speak about it, and also I have to say, with back in the day, some of the oils I saw were these, red brown type of stuff dripping out of a broken plastic bottle and with a very heavy smell. And that's some of the things that Diipa also understood very well and came through those focus groups as well.
Yeah.
Is solving for some of the pain points of the Champi. So yes, we want the results, but I don't want it to be that oily that I have to wash my hair 4 or 5 times to get it even out of my hair. And it would be nice if it gave me a pleasant smell. Like that's her mother as well. Her mother studied aromatherapy and the importance of, in a moment like that, really calming down, enjoying yourself instead of sitting in a odor that you find hard to stomach.
All right. I think now we have a fun segment.
Okay.
We're going to do something known as green flag, red flag.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. First question. Investors who only ask about your husband in the pitch meeting.
Because that means they love the business. I'm kidding.
But is that like a challenge? Does that happen?
No.
Never happen?
I think, it's really about perception. Like, I have never thought of myself less than a man, or thought of myself that I would walk into a room that people would see me as the wife of. So I think giving off that energy. So even if a question like that were to ever come, I would pivot it in such a funny way that they would feel ashamed for asking that question.
Right.
So I think I've never been bothered by it, weirdly enough.
You come with that alpha female figure.
Mera voti Punjabi hai.
Yeah.
I suppose.
They know that she's the boss.
She has that air about her.
Negotiating contracts without a manager or lawyer. Has that happened with you guys? Without a lawyer, you guys negotiated something and it turned out
Luckily,
bad?
we both studied law. No, but I think you need advisors around you.
Yeah.
I think it's just smart.
Even if it's not necessarily a lawyer, I'd say let someone else have a look at it
Someone
as well.
who's
Never do it by
experienced.
yourself.
Yeah.
No emails after 7 p.m. boundary for founders.
Which founder?
There
does
should
that?
be, right? Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Joining bank accounts as partners. Green?
Ting.
Green?
You guys do that? You guys combine your
We
bank
did it at
accounts?
month 3
What is month 3?
of.
I think when we were dating, very soon we had a shared account.
Shared bank account.
Everything.
Everything is one.
Kuj.
When you know, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Shopping luxury handbags as assets.
I mean, yes, I would agree, but I have done it
It's
once.
a really bad idea.
Which one? What did you buy which you thought was an asset?
Goodness.
Oh my God.
This is the worst story. So never growing up could I ever afford any of this. So I remember the first amazing year as an influencer, I made a lot, and it was December, like New Year's Eve, like 30th, and I'm like, kind of quick calculation of how much taxes I have to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going where
It's
you're
a
saying.
horrible story. Ladies, please don't do this. And I'm like, oh my God. So more expenses means less taxes, right? And so in the Netherlands, taxes were quite high at that point as well, of course. So I ran to the nearest Dior store, and I've always
On the
dreamt,
31st of December.
on the 31st, and I've always dreamt of having a Dior bag. And I was like, babe, you can't say anything to me. I'm going. It's an investment. It's Dior. Like, it's going to happen. So I went and bought my very first Dior bag. And then
How much do they cost? Because I don't know.
around, I think it was 2,500. So 2.5 lakh, 3 lakhs or so.
Okay.
No, but I think because it was 5,000, so more like 4 lakh.
4 lakhs. Okay. 5,000 euros. Okay.
It was also 2 shoes, 1 bag and 2 shoes.
How has that lifestyle change been like? Because you were like, as Indians, we always glamorize the West, right? Like, I want to leave India and move to another country and set my life over there. I don't know if you know this, but, Indians, when we grow up, we watch these US TV shows and we're like, we want to go there for a better life is how we think, right? And now that you have moved from Netherlands and now to Mumbai, how do you look at your lives between these two countries? Do you feel like it's a little harder here in India compared to Europe, where everything is more convenient? And how are we Indians to you?
I love Indians. And I'm not just saying that because my wife's Indian, because I'm sitting in a room full of Indians, but I have...
And also millions of people are watching.
And millions of people are watching. No, but I'm happy you asked that question because I've had the privilege of living in a lot of different countries because of the work that I did previously. I lived a lot in the Middle East. I lived in Latin America. I lived in different places in Europe. And here in India, I found that the hospitality comes from within, from the heart.
Yeah.
I think the warmth of being in this country puts a lot of other places to shame, especially family. Like you guys do family and like no one else. Like if I have to choose between my daughter leaving my house at 18 and then being independent and going away, which Europeans do, or my daughter staying with me forever and always coming back to me, I'm going to pick the latter for sure.
And according to you, Diipa, how do you think the Netherlands life is better than an Indian's life in terms of what are they good at compared to us?
I mean, so my family was that family, right? That's like, let's get our kids abroad, let's settle there. And when I told my mom and dad, because they're living in the Netherlands now, I was like, I'm going back to India. They're like, what? We worked so hard to get you out. Like, why are you going back? But it's a bit like the average age there is like 45. Like people are more holding on to what they have. There's like people are happy. Like there's a very good life-work balance. They're happy. But in India, it's like, let's build, let's go. There's this,
especially Mumbai, where you guys have come.
Exactly. There's this energy of like, let's create something. And I think we're both founders right now, and I think that energy attracts us so much. Yeah,
coming to energy, I heard that you guys have vision boards, right, which you guys make for yourself every single year.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to show me what your vision board is for this year?
Yeah, I can show you what my vision board was for last year, because this year we need to make it come true.
Yeah, maybe show me about last year and how does it look like?
Yeah.
And how much of that you have actually achieved?
Yeah, sure. So I've blocked out the personal things, obviously, but I've kept like this. So this is my real vision board from 2025. And the funny thing is, in the middle, it says thoughts become things as like the theme of the year. Like I usually have this one quote in the middle that's like words I keep repeating to myself. And thoughts become things has been such a red thread through my life, because honestly, the way you talk to yourself, your inner voice, who you are, the way you perceive life becomes your reality, right?
Yeah.
So that is the main one. Then this one is a really interesting one because it gives me goosebumps still today. But in December of 2023, we were in Goa for New Year's Eve that year. And this is when we made the vision board. We had not started fundraising, but we knew we had to. Like we knew runway was getting less. We need to get on it. So we knew in January we would start. And then I put here a article from Beauty Matter, which is like a beauty publication, that Unilever Ventures leads a 3 million seed extension round for India US brand Indē Wild for their Sephora expansion. I wrote that as like the title of the article, not knowing who is going to invest in us. And I'm not kidding. This is a reality. He knows it. And we get an email from Unilever Ventures from this woman called Rachel, who is now on our board. And she already spoke to us a few years before. But this time she was like, now you guys are at a level that I could invest in you. Your revenue's at a level that Unilever could step in. Send me your stuff. So we started sending her, started talking, This is Unilever's London office, so like their main HQ. And then finally it started becoming more and more red. And then eventually we closed with Unilever Ventures. And I forgot about this fully, and then we closed for 5 million. So more than what I wrote here. And we were in our kitchen one day, and then suddenly, because I usually have my vision boards at the back of my phone, like it's here. And so suddenly I was like to Oleg, holy shit, babe, look at the vision board. And I literally wrote Unilever Ventures leads the round. And we both were like, almost in tears, like freaking out because we just got the term sheet from them. And I'm like, okay, this is too real for it to happen like in an exact way that you wrote it. Yeah. I mean, I think vision board is hoo, wah, wah, based on whoever you talk to. But I think what it is this subconscious goal setting. And if you set a very clear goal and you know what you want to do and you work hard to get there, then it works. Of course, if you make a vision board and sleep the whole year, it's not going to work. But it is scary sometimes how real it
I mean, everything came true.
Yeah.
So I'm just fascinated that, there are a lot of big Bollywood stars in India as well who all launched their own skincare brand.
Yeah.
But yours is the one that we hear about the most. They have 50 million, 70 million followers. And some of their brands have not really taken off. What do you think about that? Why do you think yours has taken off and theirs hasn't?
I think having just fame is not it anymore. I mean, this entire podcast, we've spoken so much about how obsessed I am with the excellence of products and excellence of community, and how I have this I truly, truly care about my customer, So I think the fame was a great trampoline jump. And I think it was amazing to get that first customer. But till today, word of mouth is the strongest form of marketing. And I think what is incredible is that there's parties and house parties or dinners and lunches where friends are telling each other, dude, have you tried that Indē Wild lip balm? Dude, have you tried that Champi oil? Like, why does your hair look so good? I'm using this. That is truly what sells. And I think knowing that fundamental thing about business right from the start, rather than thinking my fame is just going to sell it, or just having 50 million followers is going to sell it, or, just pricing it at anything. Like, I think having that fundamental, real reason for why you're doing this, I think changes everything.
I think that's beautifully answered. I mean, in 4 years, you guys have done all of these things. And very, very inspiring, because 4 years to reach a point where you've raised $5 million from a brand like Unilever, gonna make 100 crores this year. I think now it's on to become like as big as what Minimalist did, right? I mean, is that something that's what you guys are looking at, like selling the company eventually?
Minimalist sold at 300 million, right?
It sold for 3,000 crores.
So 300 million approximately.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that something that when you saw the news like that, did you think, oh my God, we could be this very soon?
I thought it was incredible. I think they definitely shattered a lot of glass ceilings for beauty brands in India. But I think we're going for unicorn. I would love to be valued at...
I love that sass, But I told you we're going to go for unicorn.
I mean, we're going to try.
It's too cheap for me.
No, not like that. But I think because we luckily have India as a market that's growing at an insane rate and the fastest growing beauty market in the world, but we also have the US, which is the biggest beauty market in the world.
Yeah.
Play at both. And if we can really play at both in a way that I'd hope to, and if we can truly continue building the community the way we are, then why stop at 300 million? You know?
I mean, there's also another case study in the US, Hailey Bieber, who sold her brand for $1 billion.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
In 2 years, she built that. So, I mean, the US is this vast beauty market that is waiting for an Indian brand to come and do something really authentically there. So I think if we could be that brand and if we could help continue growing in India, so then you can dream a little bigger.
Amazing. So I think on that note, guys, I think I've asked almost all my questions. I think as a last question, I would like to ask you guys, what would be your last piece of advice for somebody who is looking to start their business right now? Somebody who is at the same stage that you were 4 years ago, what would be your advice to them?
In the famous words of Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish. I think that kind of, for me, has been a great one. But like staying hungry, learning, like what we said the whole time. Don't ever stop innovating. Don't ever stop learning. I'd say that.
I think the main part is just get started. I mean, that's what my role was. I think my biggest contribution to Indē Wild was making her start, because she kept on having ideas and thinking through the idea and wanting to perfect the product. So like that is her greatest strength. Like she really wants that perfect product, and she wanted to really angle how would the beauty brand, what made sense. And so, and at some point there needs to be someone in the room that just says,
just start.
Cello, let's go. Like it's enough talking now. We need to move. And then once you start moving, be prepared for the other thing. What we warned for is just, problems will hit you at a high velocity and high intensity, and start finding your path towards accepting that find the joy in that, because that is what the job is. Like if that is something that really scares you, or you find super difficult, then maybe entrepreneurship is not for you. But if you are able to find a way to deal with that, then entrepreneurship is your game, because that is the name of the game.
Yep.
And Sharan, I must say, even though you started the podcast with, you went to Nikhil Kamat's podcast first, this is the very first podcast we're doing together. So that's your first.
Wow. What a way to end it. Oh my God. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching till the end. And really loved this conversation with you guys. I think it was so... it's only the second time that I'm doing a podcast with a couple. And the first time I'm doing it with a couple who are doing the same thing together. That's very rare to find. And I think that's the best way to live, to be married, right? Because your life and work are together.
Absolutely.
Of course, so you need to get along together in both life and work, which I think you guys are doing pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, guys, for coming here.
Thank you.
And guys, thank you so much for being such a patient listener. And I'll see you in the next one.